My name is Kim Jangcheol, an ordinary graduate student in Korea. At least I used to be. Yesterday I suddenly became the final boss of the game I like to play. Well, that's a familiar story. The objective of that game, Blood Moon War God, is to revive a sleeping ancient hero. You know what, never mind, telling you is pointless, the problem now is. A polite-looking demon walks in and speaks, Lord Kratos. I am Zephyr, your level 15 assistant, Zephyr Bose. Preparations for war are complete. Outside, on the blood-soaked battlefield, countless monsters roar ferociously. Azura, the Blood Prince, level 534, shouts excitedly, let's end our hunger with today's great invasion, come on. Sergei, the Ice Emperor, level 531, says, our tragedy of being born in this barren land, the pain of eating our own kind, let us create an enduring history. Hartok, the Duke of Mist, level 555, cries, let us tear apart humans and crush the elves. Baal, the Black Abyss Tyrant, level 539, bellows, let's turn them all into our food. The ferocious shouts echo continuously throughout the space. Kratos shouts an order, Demon Legion, listen. All the elite demon warriors gather, ready to receive orders. Kratos stands on high and commands, I, Kratos, order the entire demon race. Kratos thinks to himself, this war must be stopped at all costs. Kratos breathes deeply, from now on, the eyes of each warrior gleam with anticipation for battle. Baal, Sergei, Hartok, Azura, all burning with killing intent. But in response, Kratos declares, we will halt all attacks and begin farming. After those words, the four warriors freeze in shock. Disappointment slowly turning to anger, they shout, that's ridiculous. Kratos immediately opens his mouth wide and glares, trying to intimidate them, but inside, he's terrified. They're terrifying. The four warriors immediately fall silent, too scared to utter a word. A massive figure suddenly appears, clinging to the wall, if we start this war. System announcement, you have started play session 20. His body is incredibly large and muscular. Kimchi Master, level 9990, I'll definitely die at his hands. I became a graduate student in the agricultural program at a Korean university, hoping to become a wealthy farmer. I'm so smart that I quickly became the ace of the program, the top graduate student, which means, oh my god, Jangcheol, you're so smart, write my thesis for me, this will benefit you greatly. I want you to help me with this project, you're so good at this stuff, right? Hey, Jangcheol, go plow the field. He slumped in his chair, thinking, I've become the #1 slave. Jangcheol thought to himself, what kind of life is this, I do all the work, and the professors take all the credit. Jangcheol writhed, cursing, I'll kill them all, my dopamine levels are depleted, I'm going crazy. And the only way to increase my dopamine is to play games. Jangcheol reaches for his handheld game console, an incredibly difficult game where leveling up is extremely tough. No one has ever completed this game 19 times. I craved the feeling of accomplishment so much that I played without sleep, the first time, the second time, the 10th time. And so, I became the first person to complete Blood Moon War God 19 times, defeating the demon. Jangcheol mumbled dreamily, drooling, hee, this is so fun, I'm the strongest in the world, hee. Play session 20 will have insane, hellish difficulty, I need to level up before trying it, I'll grind levels, hee, I'm the strongest, hee. Jangcheol picks his nose and looks at his character's information, level 9990. Max level is 9999, so I'll stop grinding. How many years did it take me to do this? Whatever, hee. Here it is, session 20, do you want to start play session 20? Yes. Jangcheol decisively presses the yes button. Immediately after, the TV screen suddenly lights up brightly. Jangcheol was scared, what's going on? After saying that, his soul was pulled out of his body and rushed forward. Jangcheol's soul was instantly sucked into the brightly lit TV. Bright light shined down from the sky. Jangcheol's soul is currently falling freely in mid-air. Older brother rolled his eyes and cursed silently, oh shit, what the hell is this? Calm down, I'm smart. Okay, I'm currently green, meaning this is my soul, so I probably won't fall to my death, right? I think so. He carefully observed his surroundings. It was the Tower of Life. This meant he had entered the Blood Moon War God game. Jangcheol suddenly realized that was the Holy Knight's tomb. He happily shouted, damn it, I'm about to possess the near-max level Kim Chi veteran character, my invincible, domineering life is about to begin, haha. Jang Cheol's soul sped towards the veteran Kim Chi character. He scoffed, thinking, looking at it again, I really don't want to become that at all. What the hell? Just as he thought that, Jang Cheol's soul immediately turned around and sped in a different direction. What, where am I going, what the heck is this? Hey, that's definitely not right, no, I said no. And now, in the present, Kratos clutched his head in despair, this is driving me crazy. Kratos silently cursed himself, if I hadn't had that stupid thought after seeing the veteran Kim Chi, I would be the most dominant character now, I'm so stupid, I'm such an idiot. Zephyros was strolling leisurely down the corridor. Suddenly, a voice caught his attention, Kratos is definitely weakening. The constant chatter from inside the room, that's why he's afraid and ordered us to stop our attack. Let's join forces and behead him, we'll share the power of the throne, just like Kratos became king by taking the head of the previous demon king. Hartok narrowed his eyes, what if he hasn't weakened at all, 2 out of 4 of us will be seriously injured or die. Sergei also closed his eyes in agreement, Azurat, if you will be our shield, I will try. Azurat is angry, do you want to die by my hands first? As for Baal, he didn't care, he drooped his mouth and thought he was hungry. Orit glared questioningly, okay, what if there is evidence that the demon king has weakened, what will you do then? All 3 of them answered in unison, if that's the case, then we'll have to kill him. Baal frowned, I'm so hungry. Zephyros calmly stood outside, listening to their conversation. Report, the morale of our troops has completely plummeted. Zephyros carefully reported, there are increasing cases of soldiers attacking and eating each other, some have even left the demon land without warning. The 4 great demon generals are furious, they say you've weakened and are planning to join forces to behead you. Kratos trembled inside, if those 4 attack together, I'll definitely die, if I show weakness, I'll also die. He tilted his head and wondered, wait, what about the veteran Kim Chi, because I didn't possess it, it's just a corpse, then maybe charging into the human world would be better. Zephyros presented the crystal orb and continued his report, this is a recording from the Holy Knight's tomb, sent by a general. The veteran Kim Chi coldly swung his staff despite the desperate cries of the demons, please stop, save me. He leaned closer, inserting 2 fingers into the eye sockets, wait, what are you doing, no, stop. A desperate scream echoed throughout the room, my eyes, my eyes. The veteran Kim Chi stood there, his eyes filled with killing intent, looking ahead. Kratos broke out in a cold sweat, calculating frantically, damn it, that method didn't work, it looks like the act of a madman, I don't want to meet that guy, I have to stay here at all costs. With this situation, either I look weak and surrender, and the 4 great demon generals will kill me, or if I charge into the human world, the veteran Kim Chi will gouge out my eyes and kill me immediately. Kratos wept silently and resentfully, why did I enter this game world, I can't even find happiness anymore. Kratos stood up resolutely, the only way is to solve the food problem and calm the demons down. Zephyros looked at the demon king in astonishment, Your Majesty Kratos, where are you going? Kratos said seriously, yes, I'm going to inspect some areas for farming. Zephyros asked again suspiciously, yes. Kratos looked back resentfully, what? Zephyros lifted his glasses and replied, Your Majesty Kratos, you are self-absorbed, arrogant, and completely lacking in etiquette, yet you said, yes, so politely, it's terrifying and frightening, please don't do that. Kratos's face darkened, and he anxiously thought, what's wrong with him, is he trying to provoke me, why is he always acting like this? Zephyros only appeared once before the battle with the Demon King without any explanation, but that actually made him quite a famous character. Oh, great holy knight, the Demon King no longer wishes to fight, please return. But even so, the holy knight still swung his weapon without hesitation toward Zephyros. Zephyros fell, blaming himself. Demon King, please forgive me for being too weak to protect you, that's why the players think he's extremely loyal to the Demon King or truly respects you. Zephyros continued to grumble, your mistake this time is unprecedented, I have never seen a Demon King lose the trust of demons so much. Kratos gritted his teeth and cursed silently, but he was really annoying. Zephyros thoughtfully took out his notebook and wrote down, do you want to farm on demon land? I didn't expect your memory to be as bad as a pigeon. Kratos shouted angrily, seriously, I'm the Demon King, you know, don't take it too far, or I'll continue. Kratos is bitter. Why isn't he afraid of anything? All the previous demon lords, including yourself, have tried cultivating this land, haven't you? With the extreme and drastic temperature differences, you must know that nothing can grow on this land, right? I know this place is called the Dead Land, but, Kratos growled, with my current abilities, saving this land is possible. Kratos carefully considered, I really hate farming, but first, I need to survive. Kratos bent down and scratched the ground with his hand, which puzzled Zephyros. Kratos without hesitation stuffed all that dirt into his mouth. Zephyros diligently wrote in his notebook, the Demon Lord, how strange, he has become a beggar who eats dirt. Kratos, hearing this, angrily shouted, what are you writing? Stop that right now. Zephyros wisely replied, I'm just doing my job. Recording the annals of the Demon Lord is important. The Demon Lord's memory has definitely declined. Kratos thought gloomily. He was truly incredibly flustered. He spat the dirt out of his mouth. In any case, the soil here definitely has no nutrients, not even nitrogen. Nitrogen, a completely essential element for plant growth. Although nitrogen makes up 78% of the atmosphere, plants cannot use it themselves because the atoms are linked together by strong triple bonds, making them almost impossible to participate in chemical reactions. Therefore, humans have developed nitrogen fixation through chemical engineering, leading to a dramatic increase in food production. Doing that here, impossible. There's nothing that can be used as a basis for cultivation. Kratos thoughtfully stroked his chin. That means we have to utilize natural nitrogen fixation methods. Lightning, with its extremely high voltage, oxidizes nitrogen into nitrite. Then it mixes with rainwater and is absorbed into the soil. Remembering the game and the main technique of the Demon Lord Kratos was. The arrogant Demon Lord Kratos tore his hand open, causing red blood to fly in the air. Blood slash. It created both lightning and moisture at the same time to improve the soil's fertility. Kratos, exhausted, ordered everyone to retreat. He used his sharp fingernails to scratch his other hand. I'm doing this blood. This is excruciatingly painful, damn it, why does this crazy demon lord always use this technique? Is he insane? This hurts like hell. Suddenly, a heavy wave of killing intent made him turn his head. Ah. The 4 pairs of eyes of the 4 great demon generals were staring intently at Kratos. He's weakened, he's weakened, he's weaker now. Our eyes met. Kratos froze, momentarily panicked. Zephyros adjusted his glasses. You've definitely weakened by 100%, Kratos secretly judged. He's definitely an assassin. His plan is to provoke me and then kill me. Kratos strained and scratched his hand again. This is better than dying here. Blood slash. The fresh blood from Kratos's hand quickly merged into the surrounding space. The red blood flew up for a moment, then fell scattered onto the barren ground. Kratos held his hand and groaned in pain. The sound of hurried footsteps suddenly rang out. Demon Lord Kratos. The 4 great demon generals exuded killing intent. They asked, are you feeling unwell? Kratos broke out in a cold sweat. Damn it. The silhouette of a young woman stood tall on a high hill. The Kim-Chi girl silently thought, it's faint, but I have some memories from my past life. I've lived this life more than 10 times, I've headed there, I've moved because the summoning duty brought me there. The veteran Kim-Chi looked at her hand, but it was gone. The summoning duty was silent. What am I living for now? Level 9990 veteran Kim-Chi NPC. She sadly looked at her empty hands, then gave up and left indifferently, abandoning everything. Kratos broke out in a cold sweat, looking at the 4 great demon generals, eager for blood. Azura sneered, you know the law of the demons, right? The strongest is the demon king. Kratos gritted his teeth, trembling inwardly. Ah, they're terrifying, each of them is strong, I can't even use a single skill, am I going to die now? Azura looked at Kratos with a hint of fear. Yeah, the pressure is incredible, the fight hasn't even started, and he's already gathered so much strength that his body is trembling. He forced a smile, but, Azurat confidently provoked, can you defeat all 4 of us in your current state? He glanced at the other 3 people. Even though he was so confident on the outside, inside he was scared to see her. What the heck is going on, everyone? Their eyes seemed to say, we'll watch you fight and join in if we can. Azura sweated profusely, cursing inwardly, these wicked bastards. They didn't seem to mind. We're demons, of course, we're wicked. Zephyros casually announced and turned on the live stream. According to the long-standing demon tradition, both sides would fight to the death. Kratos and Azura shouted in unison, "Wait, look how fast he is." Azura knew he had no choice but to fight. Picking up his weapon, he told himself, "Don't lose, I'll win this." He's weakened. Kratos gritted his teeth, racking his brain. What should I do? What should I do? What do I do in this situation? I just tested my strength because a demon king should be incredibly strong, but I'm not invincible. I'm strong, but not to the point of boasting. Azura roared, charging forward, cutting off his thoughts. "I'm coming, I've seen that move in the game before, it's either a stab or a slash." Kratos recoiled in horror. "No way I can dodge that." But how did Kratos react and dodge Azura's stab? Kratos was also surprised. How did I dodge that? Because his leading foot was pointed forward, that meant he was definitely going for a stab. It was the exact same move from the game. Azura quickly regained his balance, his foot skidding on the ground to keep himself steady. Hartok and Sergei watched the battle with bated breath. Did you see Kratos's expression when he dodged that attack? He was ready to counter and rip his arm off. Why hasn't he done it yet? Let's wait and see. Azura continued his attack, but Kratos easily dodged again. He stared blankly, thinking, what's going on? All his movements were exactly as I knew them. The first time I met Azura, I had to retreat. No way, can he really be defeated? He unleashes quick, unpredictable attacks with a wide range. But after dying once, 3 times and 10 times, I finally defeated him on my 128th try. In the next 19 playthroughs, I completely made him look like a fool by running and dodging without fighting. Azura continued to charge, simple but. Kratos swallowed hard. Then cracked an evil grin. No way his attacks can reach me. That terrifying, oppressive smile shocked the 3 great demon generals. Kratos enjoyed himself, effortlessly dodging Azura's attacks. The demon generals were intimidated. He was enjoying himself because he was too strong. He was mocking Azura's weakness and reveling in it. Azura gritted his teeth. Damn it. Kratos dodged with glee, thinking, such a relief. Of course, that didn't mean he could win, but he realized something important. This world has the same rules as the game. The system appeared. Kim Jangcheol, you've grasped the basic rules of this world. He looked at the system screen with a serious expression. Is this the message box I usually see in stories? The system beeped again. Din, you can also dodge enemy attacks with intense focus. Azura, now enraged, attacked Kratos with tentacles and 2 sharp knives. As a reward, a part of the game system used by your character will be unlocked. Zing, targeting function unlocked. Kratos stared blankly for a moment. This is the targeting used when special skills appear. That means. Kratos quickly and forcefully scraped his nails against his palm. He swung his arm, blood spraying, blood strike. A ball of electricity appeared, targeting Azura, causing him to cry out in pain. The powerful, overwhelming force left Hartok and Sergei gaping in astonishment. Other demons watching the live stream cheered excitedly. Yes, that's right, Kratos, awesome, Kratos. Kratos's eyes gleamed with killing intent as he looked at the cowering Azura. Azurat was stunned, his whole body was filled with electric smoke. Kratos bit his lip in disapproval. He was still alive after being hit by a blood halberd that could kill people in an instant in the game. Damn, he has such a fast recovery system. I can't believe he can recover so quickly. After thinking it over, Kratos quickly unleashed another blood slash attack on Azurat. Azurat's screams of agony terrified everyone else. He was attacking him at a level that wouldn't kill him but would still inflict pain. Kratos panted, exhausted, like a silent judge. He wouldn't die. What should I do now? System, you ripped all of Azurat's clothes off, and now he's naked. What's with this message? Can you not make it sound like I'm a pervert? A new system has been unlocked. The discarded armor storage has been unlocked. Kratos stared at the system in amazement, wondering if there was any good armor inside. What the hell, it's just the armor I'm wearing, nothing usable here. He carefully considered, I have to deal with him first. I'm not that strong, so I can't kill him. His recovery ability is excellent, so he might get up soon. Kratos suddenly realized, oh wait a minute. Because he's not dead, I can still target him, so I can continue attacking with blood slash. Kratos grinned excitedly. I can give him a move he'll never forget. That's right, I'm the smartest. He glanced back at the trembling demon generals. Those guys are definitely scared of me. right, let's test it out. Said and done, Kratos quickly called out loudly, "Hey Sergei." Sergei was startled and quickly replied, "Yes." Tie Azurat up tightly. Sergei blushed, thinking dark thoughts. He wants me to tie up a naked man, he's trying to humiliate both me and Azurat. And so Azurat was tightly bound to a post. Step 1, prepare the lightning rod. A gentle breeze blew across his face. Suddenly, Azurat woke up, yelling and shouting, "The immortal Azurat has recovered, you're definitely weakened, you think you can kill me with blood slash, this time, I'll definitely behead you." As soon as he finished speaking, he was shocked numb by Kratos's blood slash. Step 2, blood slash. With this method, I can oxidize the nitrogen in the air to form nitrite. Kratos immediately turned and ordered, "Hartok, I want you to cover this entire place with bones, thick enough to hold water." He jumped in surprise. What? Hartok inwardly praised, is he planning to make this place wet to make his lightning strike more painful? What a creative torture method, I learned something new today. Immediately afterward, Hartok quickly transformed, releasing a wave of mystical black smoke. The black smoke gradually formed thick bone droplets. Step 3, spread the fog. Blood slash is continuously unleashed. Step 4, continuous attack. Kratos grimaced, wildly swinging his arm to spray blood. He strained himself, screaming inwardly, "Ow, it hurts so much." Blood and electricity release each other. Zephyros stood there watching, still expressionless. Baal and Sergei were speechless in the face of the bloody spectacle. Azurat's body was now nothing more than a lightning rod. Kratos's excitement was uncontainable. Fantastic, with this method, I can improve the soil here with nitrogen. What if I have a bumper harvest? I'm so excited, ha ha ha. The horrific torture continued relentlessly amidst Kratos's evil laughter. This electric torture is a high-paying, easy job. The sun began to set in the distance. Amidst the fog, Kratos's hand clenched into a fist. He nodded with satisfaction, thinking, "Good, I will continue to infuse nitrogen this way." Next is soil consolidation. This loose soil with its simple structure doesn't allow for sufficient oxygen or proper drainage. For cultivation, soil with a loose, granular structure is ideal. That's why what I need to create now is fertilizer. As soon as he thought of it, the demon lord Kratos frowned and ordered, "All of you, give me your excrement." Hearing this, all 3 demon generals froze. They all had the same thought. After turning him into a lightning rod and roasting him, he still wants to smear feces on him. It's too cruel, extremely cruel. In the fresh morning air of the forest, a young man was strolling leisurely through the dense forest. Suddenly, a groan made Kimchi stop. "Please save us." He cautiously approached the source of the pitiful call, "Please save us." Kimchi raised his head and peered inside to investigate. 2 pitiful figures pleaded, "We were attacked by a group of goblins, please help us, if you do, we will repay you." Kimchi stepped out from behind the bush, his face grim. This style of dress caused the 2 of them to stare in horrified amazement. Kimchi calmly reached out his hand to reassure, "Don't be afraid, I'm not suspicious." "He looks so suspicious, he looks crazy suspicious." Kimchi solicitously asked, "Are you injured in your leg?" Before the other person could react, Kimchi hoisted the injured person onto her shoulder. Kimchi gestured for them to go. "Please, lead the way." Despite his confusion, the capitalist Saint Frontera nodded, "All right." Azrahan showered him with praise, "You're strong indeed, I'm Envoy Rivage Azrahan, and the person behind us is my servant, Diol Frontera." Azrahan tried to appear friendly, "May I know your name?" Kimchi softly replied, "From now on. That's also what I want to find out." At the castle of the demon lord Kratos. In the meeting room, the 3 great demon generals sat in deep thought. Hartok's face turned ashen. "How are we supposed to bring feces? Are we supposed to defecate on the spot or something?" Sergei nervously bit his finger. "This is insane, utterly disgusting and horrible." Baal sadly said, "It's been a long time since I ate, I can't defecate." Sergei was the same. Sergei stood up and slammed the table. "Don't talk about my feces, you fool." Hartok seriously considered, "Even if we could defecate, I don't want to give him my feces. Let's beat up the low-level demons and force them to do it." In a remote village on the border, cries echoed, "Please, please don't do that, I beg you." A scrawny demon trembled, squatting down and pleading, "If everyone looks at me like that, I can't defecate, please, at least wait outside." Hartok stood outside the door with his arms crossed behind his back. What's taking so long? A soldier squinted. The others said the same thing, but they couldn't. But before he could finish, Hartok coldly walked inside. So you can't provide it to us by any means, the demon stammered in fear. Sir Hartok, I haven't eaten in a long time, so I can't. Hartok immediately grabbed the demon's neck. He held up the demon, his sharp claws gleaming. Thank you, I understand. Then Hartok extended his hand, claws poised to pierce the demon's belly. The weak demon could only let out a desperate cry for help. Fortunately, Ball managed to grab Hartok's hand to stop him. He glanced at him and asked, "What's wrong?" Ball calmly explained, "Piercing his belly will kill him, that means there will be no feces, they need to defecate more so we can get more." Hartok nodded in agreement and released the demon. "That's clever, I didn't expect that from you." Hartok's face contorted, his veins bulging. "If we feed them your flesh, perhaps they'll be able to digest it." Ball remained calm, his serious face radiated a fierce killing intent. Two powerful forces erupted, causing the low-level demon to tremble violently. They focused their power into their fists and instantly lunged at each other without hesitation. Just then, Kratos suddenly appeared, shouting, "What are you doing?" Hartok and Ball were shocked, their bodies numb. Humans aren't the only creatures that excrete. Kratos extended his hand to explain, "Feces without nutrients are useless, you must find nutritious feces." Zephyros glanced at him and asked, "Feces?" Kratos nodded, "Correct, the essential ingredient to nourish the land. Normally, feces are produced from wood dust, grass and soil, eggshells, and chicken waste. As for wood dust and grass, we can use the houses we saw earlier, the problem is eggshells and chicken waste." Kratos suddenly remembered something. "Oh," he commanded, "Zephyros, bring me the map of your kingdom." Zephyros obeyed, "Yes, your majesty." Kratos placed his hand on top of the map. As he looked at the map, he thought, "Just as I expected, it's exactly like the map in the game. That means I can find them once I get to this place, where the seagulls reside. In the game, they appeared a lot, that means the seagulls can digest a lot of nutrients from humans. And when they defecate and lay their eggs there, it will be an excellent place." Zephyros observed carefully, "Your Majesty, are you planning to collect seagull waste?" Kratos was slightly surprised. "Oh, you're quite perceptive." Zephyros calmly recounted, "That place is called the Cliff of No Return, it has no foothold, and if you fall, you'll be trapped in the fierce waves." Kratos's face darkened. I know that too, I think it's because you couldn't reach that place in the game. But we can climb up there," Kratos insisted. They are currently at the Cliff of the Seagulls. The three demon generals all share the same thought. What is he thinking? Many people have challenged themselves to catch those seagulls in the past, but they all fell into the deadly sea. Kratos turned back and instructed, "I'll climb up and throw down the bag of waste and eggs, make sure you catch it." Kratos grinned, assuring them that if this plan succeeded, everyone would eat well. Ball thoughtfully recalled the events before. The moment Hartok grabbed the weak demon by the neck until its bones showed, when the demons were starving and had nothing to eat. Kratos single-handedly advanced to the cliff. He looked at the cliff before him and thought to himself, which playthrough was this? I've tried every way to climb this cliff before. Kratos jumped with all his might. I've tried hundreds of times and died countless times in the process. His heels quickly left the cliff. Everyone was intently watching Kratos's actions without taking their eyes off him. Kratos leaped towards the towering rock pillar, but finally succeeded in the game. Kratos quickly dug his fingernails into the cliff using a glitch. Kratos's hand squeezed tightly, causing the rock to indent inward. The demon generals watched in amazement, not daring to look away for a moment. Kratos immediately opened his game inventory, then pressed the button to discard all items. Before the eyes of the demon generals, Kratos's naked body was sinking into the cliff. The demon generals truly couldn't believe their eyes. As he thought, Kratos turned around, "I have to flip over quickly." Sergei blushed crimson, closed his eyes and turned away. "Oh my god, no, no." Kratos quickly pressed the button to retrieve his items. Now he was hanging precariously from the towering cliff. This action caused Sergei a moment of horror. "Flip over and take off all clothes, repeat this, and you'll climb up." Kratos continued to flip over naked. Then flipped back over and put his clothes back on. Like that, climb up naked, turn around, and put on his clothes. Kratos's hand finally reached the top of the cliff. He stood proudly on high, full of strength. It's done. A world where the game system shared an equipment warehouse and a map location that no one could reach. Oh, so it's feasible. Combining all of this, I've experimented and proven it feasible. Ball watched Kratos in amazement. His Majesty said he would feed us. Ball will go up and help him. Zephyros was still shocked. Why, Ball, that place is. As soon as he finished speaking, Ball ran towards it. Zephyros was startled and tried to stop him. No, you can't. Zephyros's challenging voice made Kratos turn around to look. At this time, Ball jumped into the air and lunged towards the high cliff. Ball will follow His Majesty. Kratos shouted a warning. What are you doing? Although Ball reached the side of the cliff quickly crumbled. Kratos's hand quickly grabbed Baal's hand. Kratos gritted his teeth and struggled to hold onto Baal's hand. Kratos's muscles bulged all over his body. He was sweating, thinking to himself, yes, this guy is too heavy, my hand is about to break. Wait, why am I saving this guy? He's one of the 4 demon generals, a threat to me. Wouldn't it be better if he was gone? I have no reason to help him. Kratos's mind suddenly became indescribably conflicted. Jangxiol, please help me this one last time. The professor won't let me submit my paper. He intends to keep me as his errand boy forever. Please, can you help me? Then he'll at least look at my paper and grade it. The professor loved him. You are the best. He will listen to you, please. He is a junior who always accompanies me, because I'm his first subordinate. Maybe the professor will listen to me. But Jangxiol coldly refused. That's your problem. I'm afraid I'll lose favor and put myself in negative situations. Maybe, just maybe. I could have saved him. If I had tried a little harder. If I had set limits for myself. His face in my memory would be smiling. Kratos roared in frustration and fury, the peak. He strained his body, putting all his strength into his arm. Even if his arm broke. Demon Lord Kratos struggled to pull Ball upwards. Kratos swung his arm with a powerful blow, flinging Ball upwards in an instant. Baal's body fell, hitting the ground. Kratos gasped, clutching his aching arm. Ball was astonished. Your Majesty saved Ball even though you could have been injured. You didn't have to do that. Why? Kratos paused thoughtfully upon hearing his subordinate's question. He stood up, his face serious, and replied, because it's less painful than abandoning my subordinate and ultimately regretting it if I hadn't done so. Baal's face trembled, tears welling up in his eyes. This is also what I should have done for him. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Suddenly, a system window appeared before Kratos. Immediately. Even though you haven't fully adapted to the Demon Lord Kratos's body, you still used all your strength to save someone. As a result, you gained the gratitude of Ball, one of the 4 demon generals. Kratos nodded at the system window and thought to himself, is this his gratitude? Among hundreds of accomplishments, a system has been established where providing your army with abundant happiness will give you a large amount of points. Kratos was puzzled. A large amount. System congratulates you, the happiness points, HP, system has been unlocked. Kratos stared in amazement at the system window. Happiness points. I wonder if I can use this to get a discount on ice cream. Does this world even sell ice cream? The system replied, what kind of game sells ice cream? I can actually talk to this thing. For each Demon Legion soldier who feels happy because of a full stomach, you will get 1 happiness point. You can use these points to buy stats. You can currently only use 20% of Demon Lord Kratos's power, stamina, mental strength, physical strength, agility, and magical power are all at 20%. Try to raise all 5 stats and possess 100% of Kratos's power. Kratos carefully considered, let's see. Add 10% stamina. System adds 10 stamina points. To buy 10% stamina, you need 50 happiness points. Current HP is 0, ugh, that's expensive. You can also use happiness points to upgrade skills. Your Blood Strike skill is level 1, it needs 250 points to level up. I can't do anything yet, but if I can successfully farm the nation, then I can get a lot of happiness points, right? Then I'll become super strong and increase my survivability. Kratos looked at Ball who was crying. And to be thanked by someone. Just thinking about it made Kratos laugh excitedly. That feeling must be great. Ball was terrified, thinking that his face looked like he would tear him apart immediately if he didn't listen to him, because he still owed him a life. Kratos really is a mean demon lord. He didn't save me for any noble reason. Kratos stood on a cliff hundreds of meters high and called down, hey, you guys. I'm going to fill this eggshell with poop and throw it down there to catch it, okay? The people below choked. What? Having said that, Kratos decisively threw the eggshell down without mercy. The essence of the birds kept pouring out and splashing into their faces. I can't bear it anymore. Kratos excitedly held his hands firmly. Just spicy, now everything is given to them. The first step is to make organic fertilizer, seagull droppings, eggshells, and some gravel, then, grind and mix them together. Sergei, grind and mix all that, whatever you want me to do, you have so many hands, do it yourself. Sergei roared in anger, I am Sergei, the king of the cold. She raised her sword to the sky, declaring, my hands were not made for mixing manure. The malevolent Kratos understood, oh really, I'll give you an easier task then. He pointed towards the lightning which, over there, you just need to stand still and let the lightning strike you, easy, right? And so, Sergei gritted his teeth in pain, chopping repeatedly to mix the bird droppings. Kratos thought with a sinking heart, these guys are hot-headed and clueless, I have to be careful. But I am the Demon King, and I will strive for success at all costs. The second step in making organic fertilizer is to add water. Hartok, I want you to fill the air with mist. Hartok looked puzzled. What, Demon King, the smell will be even worse if the air is more humid, why would I do that? Oh, you won't do it, how about this then? So Hartok reluctantly roared and flew through the air, creating a humid mist. Kratos softly asked, is it humid enough? Ball nodded, holding the soil in his hand, replying, after soaking it, it's softer, just as you said. The third step is to place it somewhere dry and cover it with a layer of thin seabird feathers, but even a little bit takes an incredibly long time. To make enough fertilizer to cover this barren land, there's no choice but to mobilize all the demons. There's something weighing on my mind, but I must complete it now. I will continue forward in the name of the Demon King. Night fell, enveloping the towering valley. The gentle moonlight shone down on the dilapidated house. In the rotting wooden room, a demon sadly bowed his head before a sickbed. The little girl on the bed cried out, Father, he's so gloomy, what's wrong, Flute? The gaunt and weak Flute lay on the bed, please, eat me. Flute, Father told you not to say that. The tired little girl cried out, I miss Mother. He was shocked, his eyes widening. That monster was terrifying and bizarre, it kept screaming, I'm hungry, I'm hungry. The pitiful Flute cried and collapsed to the ground in fear. The monster's huge mouth descended. But at that moment, a woman suddenly appeared, standing before Flute. The little girl's eyes widened as she watched the woman's figure. She smiled, gently looking at Flute's mother. As soon as she finished speaking, the monster devoured Flute's mother. Flute's father sadly said, if you're not here, what reason do I have to live anymore? Suddenly, a noise startled him. Demon King Kratos and his subordinates were entering. Kratos growled, you still have the strength to scream, take him away. Wait, what about Flute? If we leave her like this, the higher-ranking demons will eat her. Despite his desperate plea, Kratos and his subordinates coldly left. No, Flute, Father. How many more demons do we need? We have 20, still need 30. Kratos' cold eyes stared at Flute. The heartbroken little girl clinging on, with no hope left. Kratos remembered playing the game, the first time he met Flute. He pressed the controller button without hesitation, and the sword in his hand instantly took Flute's life. Fro also had the same expression at that time. Even so, Kratos still insisted on turning away. He brushed his hands and ordered, stop all of your cannibalism, it's illegal now. Zephyros, I want you to gather all the remaining demons, everyone, start making fertilizer immediately. I'm the Demon King, I guess this level of cruelty is still acceptable. In any case, the goal needs to be achieved, a leader's role is to accept sacrifices. The sunset gradually descended behind the mountains. Yet these demons still had to repeatedly pound the pile of manure on the ground. Drak questioned life, why are we wasting our energy on this for days? Ridiculous. The demon next to him whispered, shut up, Drak, you'll lose your head if the Demon King hears you. Drak grimaced, I'm going to die anyway, even if this land becomes fertile, what will we plant? We don't have any seeds. Suddenly, Kratos stood behind Drak, you're wondering what we'll plant. Drak's heart skipped a beat. Demon King, Kratos gestured, follow me. Kratos walked seriously, deep in thought. That day, the purple flower I accidentally saw. That's what we can plant. Drak looked in amazement at the purple flower at the base of the tree. That's it. Yes, we'll plant from the roots of this plant. Ball and some other farming teams have dug them up from other places. Drak was still confused. I'm sorry, but the fruit of this plant isn't edible. When consumed, it releases toxins causing excruciating pain and death. Kratos slowly picked up the root of the flower, but there's nothing else edible in this land, right? Let's experiment with this now. Drak was puzzled. I'm sorry, experiment. Kratos nodded. Exactly, let's do it now. He let out a terrifying breath. Feed this to your daughter. Drak felt like the sky was falling. He screamed and ran. No. Why would you do that to my innocent daughter? Please don't eat it, don't eat it. Drak stood in front of the door and shouted, Flute, don't eat that. He gasped, looking inside the room. Father. Tears welled up in the little girl's eyes. But I ate it, and I don't feel any pain. Father, I feel full. Drak trembled uncontrollably. Flute, are you all right? Flute replied, Yes, Sir Zephyros and Sir Ball fed me this yesterday, and I didn't feel anything. Do you believe me now? A long time ago, people in these lands turned poisonous foods into edible ones. They successfully processed them and made them a solution to famine. Kratos laughed cunningly. It's also known as a potato. Flute looked at Kratos moved. Demon King, I can't believe you're so kind to a low-level demon like me. Thank you very much. System, a portion of your army feels happy for being fed. You received your first happiness point. HP points +1, current HP, 1. Kratos frowned at the system interface appearing before him. Then he looked at Flute's happy face. Kratos's face darkened as he pondered. At that moment, Flute's face might have been incredibly painful. But now she was smiling. Just because I'm the Demon King doesn't mean I have to be tyrannical all the time. Kratos gave a wide smile to encourage Flute. Little one, just eat and grow up. That creepy smile, is he fattening up the kid to eat her later? What a cruel Demon King. In the deepest part of the vast territory of the Demon King Chavinda Antor. The territory is divided into 5 regions, and this one is located in the deepest region. It's freezing cold at night and terribly hot in the morning. The climate resembles an Andean plateau. In the past, people in the Andes didn't have enough food to eat, so they had to eat poisonous potatoes. Did they all die? Don't you know what kind of creatures humans are? They know how to turn things that are supposedly inedible into edible food. Dyrok knelt down on one knee and shouted loudly, Demon King, we have released the potatoes. Kratos glanced at the order. Well, Ball crushed them. Ball quickly launched himself into the air. And landed with a powerful impact. Ball will crush them from here to there. We freeze them for 5 nights, then use Baal's meteor stomp after thawing them in the Ball's sun. That causes the potato toxins to leach out and evaporate. We freeze, thaw, crush, and evaporate them. After repeating this process, we dry and store them before cooking. And then they become edible potatoes. Kratos's face darkened as he muttered an order, gathering the gardeners to produce fertilizer. Kratos excitedly stuck out his tongue. It's time to eat the newly created snack. They'll enjoy this, won't they? Kratos folded his arms and looked at the demons. There aren't many, so 2 each. Zephyros questioned. There are still many potatoes. Why don't we make more? Kratos frowned. I don't think there are enough. It's not enough to feed a whole demon army. So we'll have to plant the remaining potatoes and produce more. The demon workers doubtfully held their plates of potatoes. This is poisonous. Is it really edible? My relative died after eating this. Dyrok held up a potato to reassure them. I told you, the Demon King modified it, and now it's edible. Flute ate it and is fine. A nearby demon panicked. Fool, look at the Demon King's face. Does that look like the face of someone who's giving you food? He's waiting for us to eat and wants us to roll on the ground before we die. Despite this, Dyrok ignored the chatter and shoved a potato into his mouth. Are you crazy? The other demons watched Dyrok's chewing expression intently. Dyrok swallowed. Then he shouted, tears streaming down his face, long live the Demon King. After the farming group witnessed the first person eating it, everyone devoured it quickly. After they finished eating, everyone focused their gaze on Kratos. They all shared the same thought, the Demon King actually gave us edible food. All the demons shouted in unison, yes. Kratos, yes. Kratos, yes. Kratos, yes. Kratos' face fell. He thought, I don't like this, I'll have to correct them later. Zephyros nodded, observing and thinking, his expression shows he didn't expect to produce edible food in this barren land. Maybe he can really end the famine. A portion of the demon army system is feeling happy from the delicious food, plus 50 points added, current HP, 51. Kratos looked at the system interface in surprise. Oh, he smiled involuntarily, that's a decent amount of points, I can make myself a little stronger. But what will help me the most, I don't have any ideas yet, so I'll accumulate more points first. Kratos stroked his chin, thinking, we'll divide into farming and fertilizer teams. Zephyros stood aside and ordered, farming team, listen up. Tell the whole village this after you're done, tell them that food can be grown here. We promise that the demons who dug up the potatoes will get a voucher to exchange for this food. Kratos glanced at Zephyros. He's pretty smart, although he looks a bit complicated, he's been the most helpful. The loyal demons who dug up potatoes for me. One side creates edible food, Sergei and Hartok are doing their best to make fertilizer. Ah, the smell of fertilizer, others will make fertilizer. Kratos gestured for the demons to move the Azura lightning rod. Yes, move it here, no, 10 steps from here, 1 step back. They quickly obeyed and planted the lightning rod. Kratos swung his arm, releasing a lightning strike. While I'll work hard to produce nitrogen. Now that we have enough fertilizer, it's time for the next step. We need to spread the fertilizer across this area, but it's too vast. It's too much for the farmers to handle when they only get a little chuno. The Azura behind him groaned repeatedly. Ugh, Kratos, you bastard, kill me. He coldly flicked his hand, sending a high-voltage shock into Azura, a demon who can work well without food, even without rest. He can work for a long time. Is there no other way than to wait for that thing? Kratos, sitting on his throne, asked, you really requested more troops? Zephyros respectfully replied, yes, I did. We ordered the regions to stop attacking, conquer new lands, and provide as many troops as possible for farming. While we sent messengers to the star regions requesting more people, we haven't received any response yet. Kratos grumbled to himself, did the messengers die of hunger before they arrived? It's too difficult to spread the fertilizer with the current army. In the demon land, the star region, a deadly rock. A general was kneeling and reporting, based on the demon scout's report, the demon king Kratos has actually started farming, looks like they've already created food. He mumbled, Kratos, he does all this because he fears me. Since I became stronger, many demons have died. He stopped the war and is reducing the number of starving people to keep me in check. He is the greatest star grand master, the father of death. Saruthal, you've taken care of all the messengers sent to the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th star regions, right? The general bowed. Yes, the other star grand masters know nothing about the war being stopped and the farming. Saruthal said sternly, the demons will starve to death, only then will they become food and my army, therefore. He cunningly sneered, then I will kill Kratos and become the demon king. My ally, Fikamar. Fikamar raised his head. Yes, Lord Saruthal. He sharply commanded, I want you to destroy everything Kratos has done related to farming. Fikamar's eyes gleamed with a green light, as if in agreement. In the desolate evening at Demon King Kratos's farmland, Fikamar was stealthily walking. Kratos is truly vicious, he turned Azura into a corpse to scare others. Don't worry, Azura, Lord Saruthal likes your arrogance, he will accept you after killing Kratos. He waved his hand, summoning shadows. Fikamar roared, destroy this land and make it unusable. Upon hearing the order, the shadows immediately spread across the farmland. A shadow asked in bewilderment, Sir Fikamar, this is the manure the Demon King mentioned. Fikamar laughed heartily, throw them everywhere, haha. They might collect it to use, so scatter them evenly, mix them into the soil so that no piece of manure can be seen, bury it deep underground. Fikamar excitedly laughed wildly. Azura's face showed a hint of sadness. He recalled the conversation between Kratos and Zephyros. What should we do? The manure must be crushed and mixed into the soil. That work is difficult, so it will be impossible for the farmers. Fikamar and the shadows danced and shouted in victory, you're done, Kratos, ha ha ha. Azura helplessly asked, what are you trying to achieve by doing this? A fresh new day at Demon King Kratos's castle. A ghost sitting on a small rock sighed, it'll never be finished. The other ghosts were annoyed, hey, don't be lazy, if there's any land left unplowed, Demon King Kratos will turn it into farmland. Number 2718, you worked much harder today, you were always lazy before, oh, that's right, number 1341. But I don't know any more. Only when I look at all the work we've done do I feel proud, you understand, as if I've done something useful. Ghost number 1341 was astonished and confused. He shook his head and laughed, ha ha ha, this fool. The other ghosts also laughed and plowed the land. I'm a fool too today. There's not much left, aren't we doing a great job? It's dawn. The heat of the sun immediately scorched the ghosts. We lost track of time because we were so busy working. We're dying. However, dying like this isn't bad. After all, we did useful work. Those ghosts dissipated into small fragments of souls flying to the sky. Fikamer held an umbrella to shield himself from the sun, tears streaming down his face. He wiped his tears and praised, "Good job, rest in peace. Now, let's see how Kratos reacts." Plowing the field took longer than expected, but we also spent that much time. Kratos stood arms crossed in front of a pile of potatoes. All these potatoes are in a state of dormancy. Zephyros wondered, dormancy? Kratos nodded, yes, they won't sprout, even if planted, it's useless. Like a potato sleeping peacefully in the ground. And then someone pulled its hair. The potato died from shock, their biological rhythms have stopped. Kratos thought to himself, their dormancy period would end faster if I kept them at around 4 degrees Celsius for 2 to 3 weeks and then suddenly moved them to a warmer and darker place. I want Sergei to transmit her ice energy into them, but she's very angry now. Hartok is also plotting something. I won't be able to avoid being attacked by both of them at the same time. It's better to come up with another way. I could increase the warehouse temperature to about 23 degrees, so I made the farmer soldiers do squads. But they quickly got tired, so that method also failed. Kratos pursed his lips in annoyance. Yes, he turned around and decided to go to the farm. Zephyros, I will do what I can, at least inject nitrogen into the soil. When Kratos arrived at the farm, he was met with chaos. Kratos couldn't believe his eyes. What? The land had been completely overturned. A foul smell permeated the air. He gritted his teeth, his eyes widening, thinking the field was ready for cultivation. What kind of miracle was this? Fikamer was hiding to the side, observing Kratos's expression, shocked. You bastard, I successfully destroyed his field, haha. Baal stood behind Fikamer with a stern face. Baal quickly grabbed him and presented him to Kratos. He was there, let me go. Kratos thought in surprise, that's Fikamer, one of the leaders of the Death Cliff. Did he come here after receiving a summons? He frowned and interrogated, what are you doing here? Fikamer stammered. You mean, get punched by the Demon King Kratos? Zephyros wondered. Before he could answer, Kratos punched him. Kratos's face darkened. It seemed like he was hiding something. Beating him up was the most effective way to handle this. Fikamer winced. Ugh, truly a Demon King, but I, Fikamer, won't easily tell you. Here's your not easily telling me. Kratos repeatedly punched Fikamer in the face, causing him to groan, ugh, even if. After a while of interrogation without results, Kratos was exhausted. Oh, man, I'm so tired. The system uses HP to buy different stats. Strength, spirit, power, intelligence, and magic are all at 20%. Current HP is 51. You used 50 horsepower to upgrade strength. Strength is now at 30. After upgrading, Kratos continued to punch Fikamer in the face. Ugh, wait, I'll talk. Ugh. Actually, I was ordered to sabotage the field to starve everyone. Ultimately, Saruthal was the one blocking aid requests. Kratos pondered, alright, I understand, he only gets stronger the more demons starve. Zephyros added, this is an act of rebellion. But it could also be an opportunity. If you defeat the Grand Master Saruthal, the demons complaining about the expedition will see it as a warning. Kratos frowned, thinking, even if that's not the problem, they'll keep hindering my farming. If I leave it as it is, I need a surefire way to deal with them. Zephyros seriously asked, the problem is how to defeat Saruthal. He's right, he can turn his body into a ghost-like form. Even in the game, Saruthal moves around the Death Cliff, which is already a complex map, so the whole game is like a hide-and-seek game with him. If the insects are too hard to kill because they keep hiding, then we have to lure them out of their nest. Flute, holding a bird, looked up at something. Her eyes met Azura's. He glared menacingly, what are you looking at? Flute scratched her head, embarrassed, it's. She bowed politely, I heard that thanks to your sacrifice, we now have food, thank you. Hearing that, Azura flew into a rage, baring his teeth. How dare you mock me, Azura, I'll kill you, you little brat. Flute, frightened, ran away. Just you wait, Kratos, as soon as I get out of here, I'll find you and kill you. A voice suddenly spoke. Now, everyone together. Azura glanced around when he heard the familiar voice. Kratos. Kratos boisterously approached from afar. So happy, so happy. Congratulations on the second lightning rod in the office. So happy, so happy. Kratos and the farmers beat drums and shouted noisily. So happy, so happy, so happy, so happy. Azura was astonished. A second lightning rod, so, Azura cried tears of joy. I'm free, I won't have to be a roast chicken day and night anymore. Fikamar's lightning rod was placed next to Azura's. Kratos roared and unleashed blood slash. A warm current of lightning spread through both lightning rods. Oh, he means there are now 2 lightning rods. Oh, wow, the electric shock is excruciating. It's a high-paying, easy job. Saruthal stared blankly as Fikamar was mercilessly electrocuted through the astral projection. He burst into tears of anguish. My close friend, Fikamar. Take this. Kratos straightened his posture and gave a strong blow towards Fikamar, who was hanging on the cross. He cried out in pain non-stop. Saruthal witnessed this scene through the crystal ball, crying and screaming, Fikamar, you must be in a lot of pain. Not stopping there, Kratos continued his attack. Fikamar's screams grew louder. Stop it, Saruthal screamed in despair. Look, Kratos glanced towards a nearby tree. On it, a bird held a crystal ball. He thought to himself that the bird was a scout from the game. It was observing him closely. He gritted his teeth and glared at it. I will make you regret disrupting my farming. Scene change, the bright sun cast dazzling rays down upon the rolling mountains. Little Flute was diligently digging with a small shovel. Azurat, bound to the cross, stared intently at the little girl. Flute, though still a child, had countless scars and wounds on her hands, her nails even dry and cracked. Azurat asked in a low voice, Hey kid, what are you doing? The girl turned to look at him upon hearing his voice. The Demon King, the 4 demon generals, and all the adults are trying to farm, so I also want to help. He scoffed, such a pathetically foolish little demon. This area has already been plowed by that fellow over there. What good would you be? Flute, far from being angered by the insult, politely said to Fikamar, Really, thank you, sir, I will plow and install the support posts. Fikamar smiled at the little girl. Oh, good, I feel rewarded. You've grown old. Orit raised an eyebrow. You think you can farm this barren land? Those damn potatoes won't sprout no matter what. They say if you warm the potato storage, they'll sprout faster. Anyway, everyone will starve to death. Flute, upon hearing this, grabbed her bag and ran off. Thanks, Sprout, potatoes. Hey, she just ran off like that. He chuckled. What the hell is she doing? Scene change, at a massive castle atop a towering mountain. Zephyros followed behind Kratos and whispered, I have some doubts about this plan, my Lord Demon King. Even if Saruthal knows it's a trap, will he come to save Fikamar? Of course not. Yes. He slightly frowned. First, we'll send our subordinates until he's forced to abandon his advantageous position and fight. We'll capture all of that damned invader's men. We will eliminate every single one from the regions opposing us. Through the crystal ball held by that bird, Saruthal could easily observe everything happening there. He was brimming with pride. You fool, you think you can keep resisting my children and I won't do anything about it. Fikamar's situation is unfortunate, but my true objective is only one. To destroy your crops. Go, cursed souls. Then, the souls swiftly flew towards Kratos' warehouse, trampling and crushing everything. In a flash, they easily slipped inside. I knew it, but Kratos had anticipated this. The souls flinched upon hearing his voice. I knew the cursed souls would come. Welcome to your own graves. They saw Kratos' cruel smile and hesitated, bewildered. He thought to himself, this is my first encounter with these scavengers in the game, they're truly annoying. Saruthal's second army, first, the problem is they always gather in groups. And when they make further physical contact with the player. When they cling to the player and rapidly age them. A very troublesome monster, capable of copying the powers of anyone it touches. There's still a way to eliminate them. By attacking with lightning attribute objects, you can defeat them, he challenged provocatively. Who should I roast first? The cursed souls saw the flickering lightning and hastily decided to flee. It's a trap, run. Is it that easy? No, the real trap is just beginning. They all rushed towards the warehouse door, wanting to escape, but the door was inexplicably covered in red blood. What is that? Blood? Credo's blood had been prepared since last night. And now the technique Credo's uses will be even more powerful. He exuded a fierce aura, his whole body burning with dazzling light and lightning surrounding him. Those lightning bolts followed the blood stains that Credos had left on the door. They converged at the pool of blood, exploded violently, and spread throughout the warehouse. The swirling golden lightning, like a torrent, sucked all the spirits inside. Blood magic exploded. Credos shouted, "Now we can hit them with physical attacks, deploy the peasant army." Immediately afterwards, peasants armed with axes, hammers, and all sorts of weapons charged in. Let's go. Those spirits had returned to their original forms. They looked at them in terror. He thought to himself, though those friends look scrawny and unimpressive, when they work together, they're an unstoppable force. Attack, brothers! The peasants, brimming with determination, quickly seized the initiative. Witnessing this, he wondered, wow, what's this? It feels like I'm a cold and outstanding king leading an army into battle. Perhaps I belong to this world. There are still a few electrocuted ones running away. Credos, quick and nimble, used lightning to attack the remaining spirits. He had to finish them off himself. At that moment, he suddenly noticed something. Underneath this pile of potatoes, Flute emerged from inside, for some unknown reason. Credos widened his eyes in confusion. What, since when? Immediately, a cursed spirit rushed towards the girl. Flute and the fighting peasants were instantly worried. He couldn't help but click his tongue. Definitely those guys. Now, the only thing left is to reduce the number of escapees. The most important thing is what I can do to stop the enemy's attack and save the girl. He grabbed a potato and threw it directly at it. His mind was in a panic. I'm so stupid, throwing something like that won't help, the girl will die. Unexpectedly, the potato hit the spirit on the head. Its body wrapped around the potato, changing from green to red. Credos frowned, looking bewildered at this sight. The potato fell from its body, now sprouting small shoots. It rolled down into the pile of potatoes below. While he wasn't paying attention, other cursed spirits seized the opportunity to emerge. Credos stared at the potato. Humph, that's a potato sprout. His eyes widened suddenly. Thanks to the increased temperature, the potato's biological clock had started ticking. He lifted Flute into his arms. Then cracked a smile so fiendish it couldn't be more fiendish. Good job, kid. The girl was so scared her face turned pale, and her whole body trembled. Credos stood atop the potato plants and declared loudly, "Attention, peasant army, Saruthal's attack plan has been foiled." Now, he picked up a potato from the ground. It's time to attack them.